Check, check. 1 2 1 2.
Test 1, 2, check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, okay, good.
Not quite as clear as the other one, clear enough for sure.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. And now, welcome home, your 2026 Ice Jam champion, Eastern Dukes! As well as watching at home via High Button Sports, we're almost all set to go. Last week's semifinal in the East Coast Ice Jam. We'll have starting lineups, and we'll My name is Mark Rooney. So pleased to have you here on from snowy Charlottetown. Ladies and gentlemen, your starters for the Eastern Dukes. On defense, number 4, Ty Murnan. At defense, number 5, Kipton Howard. On forward, number 12, Connor Arsenault. At forward, number 14, East Coast Ice Jam's second team All-Star, Campbell Dunn. And at forward, number 6, East Coast Ice Jam Tournament MVP, Colin McCormick. And please welcome our CCM 7th player of the game from the Powder White Devils, Aiden St. John. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, it's now time. If you can, remove your hats and please stand for the playing of O Canada. We'll have the anthem and then we'll have a rematch here between last week's semifinal. We're all set to go from Charlottetown. So again, a warm welcome into Charlottetown's Simmons Sports Center as the two-time now defending East Coast Ice Jam champions return home. And no doubt they have a target on their back. Also first place in the league, and everyone will be out to get the Eastern Dukes. Check the standings for you here. Basin Armada, always tough. These teams have a heated rivalry over the 3 years that the Dukes have been in the league. They come in with a 16-5-1 record, and the Eastern Dukes settle in with a 17-4-2 overtime loss record. And we are underway. Goaltenders Pickram for the Armada. And for the Dukes, Felix Hatton. Dukes pressured in their own zone. Armada with a forecheck presence early. Now Campbell Dunn, who was named second team All-Star. And even more than that, scored the overtime winner with just seconds left against the challenging Martello Buccaneers with some standout performance by Brennan Fitzgerald in the goal. Campbell with one off the cage of Pickram. He seems to be okay, and that's the first shot on goal for either team. Dukes with now some time in the Armada zone. Taken out now. We're going to have a call against the Armada. That's going to be the first penalty. of the evening. And this one will go against number 44, Cohen McNeil, for a hold. Just a minute and 12 seconds in. Duke's power play will kick in. Coach Will Proud, who has celebrated a birthday this week actually. There's a shot from Elward, grazes off Pickram. Connor Arsenault, who scored the other goal in that big championship game last week. That one a nice shot block by O'Leary. Arsenault trying to make some headway, and a nice almost out. Hartman into the feet and backhanded out. Fisher able to knock that down. Thompson, gloved ahead. In fact, although it was onside, gloved ahead was the call from the referee. Not sure where it's like where you are. However, we've had some return of winter after 3 straight days of heavy rain. Blizzard-like conditions last evening and some more snow and cold temperatures today. So January is January as it should be. Now Dunn leaves it to McCormick. Back the other way comes Fougere. He'll go one-on-one. Bit of a kick save by Quinn McDonald to keep that going the other way. Out to Campbell Dunn. He'll get across the blue line. Forced wide by Pino. All the way around the net. Goes back to McDonald at the point. He's watched by Chisholm. Dunn will go down to the corner. This line's been potent for Coach Will Dunn. That one will slip past the blue line and Quinn McDonald, however. 36 seconds remaining and the first man advantage of the evening for either team. Slow, Dunn not able to keep that in, and he'll have to retreat back. Dunn slings it all the way up. McCormick unable to get a handle on it. O'Leary tries to catch up to it and go back and forth. Now that's lost off the stick. Here's O'Leary again. He'll slip around Dunn, trying to get his first shot on goaltender Felix Hatton for the Dukes. There's a shot. Hit the post or the crossbar. Tight end shot. The penalty is over now. And a heavy hit laid at the Dukes blue line by Mason Auld, making his presence felt early in the game. These two teams, of course, will go at it again tomorrow. And I know, again, the Armada will be looking for some revenge after that semifinal loss. That shot lifted high and wide. LeBlanc will get it back. That's thrown into center. O'Leary picks it up. He's been busy for the Armada. He'll work down the short side. Try to Hatton with his first test of the evening. He'll pass that one with flying colors. Now that's past Broussard, picked up just outside the Armada bench. Into the feet of McLennan. He's onside. Stick battle near center between Gardner and Auld. McLennan, he'll loft that in. A little bit wide, however, handled by Pickram. Pushed down into the far corner. Now the captain, Luke Maidment. Struggling to stay onside was Brady, and he momentarily had it, I believe, and lost it for the other moment, and that's going to be an offside on the Armada. Early here in game number 1 on the weekend. I stand at correction on my head coach announcement. Will Proud, of course, head coach, winning head coach of the Eastern Dukes, celebrating a birthday this week, and veteran coach of the Basin Armada, Matt Donnelly, with the helm again, at the helm again this year. Now Surrett trying to backhand it into the slot, just tipped out by Hartman. He's speedy. He's in a battle with Todd. He'll get all the way down in front of Pickram. Centered in front, they score! Slipped in around the side of the goal was Nash Langell being a little sneaky. Had Pickram looking the other way. And the Dukes strike first on home ice. Langell will be the goal scorer. Picking up the assist is Cohen Godkin. That's Langell's 10th of the season. So with just 5 minutes gone, the Eastern Dukes have taken a 1-goal lead. Dukes goal, his 10th on the season, scored by number 9, Nash Langell. Assist to number 7, Cohen Godkin. That's Langell from Godkin. Time of the goal is 4:48. So sometimes after a big event like that, a big win, you're going to see a little hangover, and that settles down on Hatton, and he had some company in front of him. So I'm sure Coach Will Dunn, there we go again. I know a Will Dunn, pardon me. Will Proud pleased with his team's opening start. Long, long way to go in this one, of course. We'll get you some updates from around the league as well. Saturdays are busy days. Now that's O'Leary. He's been busy. Finds DeBay. And I do hope my pronunciations are correct. This is my first look at the Armada this season. Kept in by O'Leary. Nice job right at the Duke's blue line. Aiden Green trying to push that through. He'll get it all the way up. Sam Dunn. We got 2 Dunns on the Dukes team, spelled differently. Now, right on McNeil. Good look there for McNeil. Hatton stood tall on that one. Aiden Green backhands that up to partner Quinn McDonald, and the Armada pushed them right back in. Valley Wildcats put a 6-0 hurt on the Cape Breton Jets earlier today in Cape Breton. And look at this, Kings Hockey Club with a big win over the previous first place team, the St. John Vitoes. So the Vitoes have failed to overtake the Eastern Dukes as they play a little bit of leapfrog in the season. All now, stick check there by Will Henry. Cross ice, and Henry will pick it up. He loves to rush the puck. He'll take it through center across the red line. He'll rim that in along. Campbell Dunn trying to get down on Charlie Thompson for the Armada. It's chipped in front. No. McCormick controls it in front. Tried to get the backhand on steady save. And we will have our second man advantage coming the way of the Eastern Dukes as the Armada will be called. This time it will be a slash going to Ald. So the Dukes with a 1-5 scoring ratio on the power play. But back is Surrett. Aylward trying to take him, and he'll take him down, and that will nullify. Will the goal be a no goal? But a challenge there. Surrett challenged on Aylward. The penalty, I think, is going to go to Aylward. We'll kind of call it a trip, I believe. So early on into the Dukes power play, it will be negated by the call to Aylward. Now there is some debate as to whether the puck went in the goal. Whistle may have gone a hair early. I shouldn't say a hair too early, but I mean earlier than the puck crossed the goal. So no goal, penalty to Aylward. And at the end of this, the Armada will have a 10-second power play. Penalties to the Armada, number 21, Mason Ald. 2 minutes for slashing. Time of that penalty is 7:21. And to the Eastern Dukes, number 5, Kipton Aylward. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty is 7:31. So we'll go 4-on-4. Hartman in there, lugging it behind the goal. Leaves it for Godkin. Chipped ahead. Surrett. He forced the penalty moments ago. And back for it will be Makinen. Murnahan cross ice to Green. Hartman through center. Wall established there by the Armada, forced to throw it deep. Now, Pino tried to get that to teammate. Back forward is Green. He's pushed by O'Leary. Also up there is DeBay. Now this will be sent long by the Dukes, and presumably an icing it will be indeed. Get you a few more scores from the league. As I said earlier, Wildcats upended the Jets 6-0, and Vito's were taken down by Kings Hockey Club in, where was that? And now, at home for the Kings. Sometimes they play at a different rinks, but 3-2 for the Kings. And yesterday we had some action in the league as well. The Rebels were over to Moncton, picked up a 3-2 victory on the Thunderbirds. And the Valley Wildcats with a W on the Fundy Thunder, a 4-3. So that was up to date as it stands. 1-0 here. We've got a good one, I'm sure, for you. Both games will be this weekend between these two strong clubs. A lot of history with these two teams. Just 25 seconds remaining. 13 rather in the penalty to Ald. And so the Armada will have a brief power play. 10 seconds. Back Bowering all the way in. He's taken down behind the goal. It's a bit of a mess in behind goaltender Prickram. Armada not going to be able to use that 5 seconds as Aylward returns to the ice, and we'll go 5-on-5. Quinn McDonald intercepting that pass at center. Quincy McLennan trying to get to his feet. He'll get it back. A little sloppy play now from both teams. Long pass. Fougier trying to catch up with that. He has Ald. Trying to center that in front. Well pursued by the Deeks defenseman. McDonald able to keep that from getting in front. Nice battle in the corner. Between Ald and Dunn. In front. Where is it? Can't be found now. Gardner's going to clear that up for the Dukes. Take it off. Well, temporarily offside. They have cleared the Armada. We're inside the halfway mark. Pretty quick period of play so far. 3 minors, penalties, and a goal. Now back come the Dukes. They have 3. Dunn chips it ahead of Thompson. That's Sam Dunn. Knocked down. Not a high stick. That's English able to slash it forward. Gardner found back to English. Can he get a stick on it? Shot. Good look by Pickram. He slips across the other side for the wraparound attempt. It slips in front dangerously. Now the Armada do a good job of clearing that out. Back they come with Ald. And Fougier put himself offside. Not able to handle it at the blue line. Armada will make changes. English kicks it ahead to himself. Maidment backhands that up to Brady. Unable to clean that up. And this will go all the way down. Probably icing as Henry will be back for it. And the officials will call for it to go the other way for an icing call. That'll give the Dukes an opportunity to change. And the Armada just having done so. Green tried to sling that around. Find McCormick. He puts it in front. That missed the net. 4-2 shots on goal in favor of the Dukes. Swung around the other way. Brady's going to pick that up out of his feet. Unable to keep it Keeping it in McCormick now. Nice move around. McCormick scores! Colin McCormick, East Coast Ice Jam U16 Tournament MVP, continues to scoring ways. Helpers going to line mates Connor Arsenault and Campbell Dunn, and that team for sure, or that line rather, sure has done well for Coach Will Proud and the Eastern Dukes. Duke's goal, his 16th on the season, scored by number 6, Colin McCormack. Assists to number 12, Connor Arsenault. And to number 14, Campbell Dunn. That's McCormack from Arsenault and Dunn. Time of the goal is 11:40. So that big line is clicking again. Now there's a chance. DeBay in tight. Into the glove of Hatton. Good look by DeBay to pick that up and make a little bit of something out of nothing. Our team statisticians tell me that with that goal, Colin McCormick inches closer to the all-time points leading getter for the Eastern Dukes in their 3 years of existence. He's 2 points behind. And in fact, seventh player of the game, or seventh player tonight, was a younger cousin. So pretty special night so far for that family. Duke's able to get that out across the blue line. There's Fisher. He'll go rink wide to English. Checked by Bungay. Beautiful look on defense by Thompson to get the leg down and block that. Well defended by the Armada's Charlie Thompson. It's in front again. Now the Dukes are putting some pressure on the Armada. Pickram is looking back and forth behind the goal an awful lot. Good pressure by Sebastian Soretta, the Armada, to get down there and take off the icing. Sam Dunn along with Fisher. It's centered in front. Dunn can't pick it up. Murnahan, he's checked heavily by Van Polgeest. Fisher bumps into Surrett. Now everybody's looking for the puck. It lands just in front of the Armada. The puck loose. Shot on Pickram. Rebound came to Fisher, and then a quick leg save back the other way is Fougere. He's 1-on-3 against McDonald. He stands him up, and back comes Kipton Aylward. Gets it into the feet of the captain Maidman, although couldn't advance it. Mackinnon goes across. Now it's up to Fougere. On to McLennan. Dukes narrowly avoided a too many players situation there. One-handing an attempt to was Jack Brady in front of his bench as he just joined the jump. And then that will be a glove-to-head call. So we'll have a stoppage in play, and the face-off will be just outside of the Armada line as Pickram makes a little adjustment to the goaltending paraphernalia. We'll wait a moment till he gets the gloves back on and the pads just right. I can guarantee you as a goalie myself, we got to have that gear feeling just right. So Pickram set to go. Linesman drops the puck in. We are back underway with just 5:45 remaining here in period number 1. Dukes with an early 2-0 lead. McLennan tried to get that out. Maidman swings it right back in. All on the chase for that one. Quickly cleared up outside the line. No, it's not. Kept in at the line. Bumped off the puck, and now McLennan for the Dukes will take over. He tries to find Gardner on the high pass. Unable to connect, and Pino backhands that out again. McLennan with the glove, knocks it further ahead. Now Mackinnon, he'll go across the Dukes blue line, stops up, tries to find Alden across ice pass. Green stopped in behind by Pickram. Nice work by the Armada to break that out. Chipped ahead, now it's in the possession of Brady. He's waiting for some help. Slips that through the crease. Charging hard now, McNeil. Milteil knocked off the puck by his check. Arsenault for the Dukes able to get it out. And McNeil bumps with his own player. Back in behind. Hatton goes back to Bowering. Bowering trying to kick it ahead. Someone's lost a stick. It's Bowering in the corner. Picked up by McCormick. There's Langell. He'll cross the blue line. On him is Bungay. And now here's O'Leary with speed down the right side. O'Leary, can he get a shot? He's got a look. Shot that one just wide. Back in, Hatton with the stick. He'll shovel that off to the side as Bowering tries to catch up to it. 4 minutes to go in period number 1. My name is Mark Rooney here on High Button Sports. Awfully glad to have you on this, at least in Charlottetown, a snowy Saturday evening. We hope you're warm and cozy, watching some awesome U16 hockey action into the glove of Hatton off the stick of Creighton. Drop's going to be to the right of Hatton. Dukes in their home white. Halfway through the year, the team's changed from home darks to home lights or whites. The Armada come to town in their dark blue with light blue and red trim. It's a battle of two of the sharpest sets of uniforms in the league, in my humble opinion. Hartman in the corner. Dukes, of course, are traveling west to east on your screen. The Armada will switch here when we hit second intermission. That's Kipton. We're looking for a feed. Godkin! Oh, a nice touch off the shoulder. Pickram may have gotten a piece of that as he slid over and had a nice angle. Good work there by the Armada goaltender. Thompson will be offside. A step ahead of him was Surratt. Face-off is outside of the Duke zone in front of the bench. Won by the Armada, lofted high, bouncing in on Hatton. Always have to be careful on those. But Hatton watched it bounce all the way in, and he's got it in the gear. Duke's bench in favor of that hit. And we're going to see more penalty action. In fact, a kneeing call. This one looks like it's going to go against the Armada. Will this be for Makinen? It will be. 4-minute penalty against Makinen. So that may be costly, yet to be seen, of course. A mandatory 4 minutes on the kneeing call. Dangerous situation. Good look by the Armada trying to kill this penalty. Armada penalty to number 77, Cooper Makinen. 4 minutes for kneeing. That's Makinen for kneeing. Time of the penalty, 17:16. Armada are killing 9 out of 10 penalties. It's a very strong percentage. And as I mentioned earlier, the Dukes are scoring at a 1-5 clip. So 1:50 to go here in the period. All sorts of power play opportunity for the Dukes. Now, O'Leary forechecking deep. Dukes a little slow to get it going here. They do have lots of time to work with. However, we're going to be running out of period time here shortly. Fisher picks that up as the Dukes will make changes. McCormick. Dukes are short on personnel out there at the moment as they make changes. Well, 1:10 to go. Aylward starts out with Fisher. He's got Arsenault. Hartman tiptoes across the blue line as Fisher. Last minute of play in the first period. Van Polgeest trying to send Ald free. Fisher through center, coming back the other way. Has Langell and Arsenault shot. Pickram's got that no problem at all for the Armada goaltender. He'll settle for the whistle. Shots are 11-5 currently. Nice crowd here on a snowy Saturday night. Armada can't quite get that out. Hartman just enough. He'll pick it up. Half a minute to go. Hartman being harassed by Creighton. Nice job by the Armada forechecker. Also out there is Fougier, Bungay, and Thompson. That's a big D line, Bungay and Thompson. Excellent job by the Armada killing this penalty. Again, they have a 90% kill rate, so successful. Just 8 seconds left to go. Hartman's going to take it himself. He does have three with him. Backhand Fisher can't get it through, and that will do it for period number one. Shots on goal will be 11-5 in favor of the Eastern Dukes, and it's a 2-0 Dukes lead after one. Please stick around for some intermission, and we'll be right back after the flood here on High Button Sports.
Testing 1 2. Check 1 2.
Welcome back to Charlottetown. Fantastic game we have going here between the visiting Basin Armada and the hometown Eastern Dukes. Early 2-0 lead for the Dukes. 12-5 in shots. Summary of period number 1. Dukes will start the period completing a 4-minute power play due to a kneeing call on Cooper Makinen. So they'll have a minute 16 remaining on that man advantage. And just at the end of period number 1, Makinen was also assessed a 10-minute misconduct. So he'll be out of commission for the first half of this period plus. So Coach Matt Donnelly will have to work around that. Fougere and O'Leary, top goal scorers for the Armada. They've had strong games thus far, and we're underway. Again, it's a strong power play versus, that stood up there was Pino. Strong power play versus a strong penalty kill. My goodness, Langell ripped one off the crossbar over the shoulder of Pickram. And what a start. 1 minute remaining to the 4-minute kneeing call on Makinen. Icing is avoided. Back for it is Fisher. Chasing that down was Brady. He'll give chase all the way up. Langell follows him closely. Langell slips past one. Taken down, no call. Todd is back there as well. As a scramble, Pickram reaching for it, and he'll cover. 35 seconds remaining. And the face-off is going to be to the right of Pickram, who's definitely been the busier of the two goaltenders. Arsenault had it slip off of his stick. Kept in Dukes. Just 20 seconds now. Langell on a turn and shoot. He gets it in close. Arsenault opted to pass. Might have had a shot there in the slot. Comes all the way back to Fisher. He'll get it through, just looking for the redirection side of the goal. Connor Arsenault with just 3 seconds left. Successfully killed off a 4-minute power play, or a man disadvantage, I should say. Now, so good job by Armada. Here's a look in tight now. Creighton couldn't quite find the handle. So the penalty kill, again, very successful for the Armada. Langell gets it along. Can't get that one in deep. Tied up outside the Duke's bench. Swung around now. Thompson will take control in his own zone. He'll off that high as Creighton tries to chase it down. He won't. Dukes take it back the other way, but a little too far as Bungay collects that and will go back the other end of the ice. And Felix Hatton will see the puck drop to his left as Pickram again negotiating with his left goal pad. So far, I'd call it an even, maybe a bit of a tie between Pickram and his goalie pad. Pickram's won, but the goalie pad's got a couple of shots in too. As mentioned earlier, O'Leary, one of the top points getter for the Armada. Shot right on. Oh my goodness. Hatton trying to slide through the crease. And there will be a penalty, a hooking call assessed to the Eastern Dukes. So we'll see the man advantage kick in here. Quinn McDonald will sit. Power play, 18% on the season. Duke's penalty to number 3, Quinn McDonald. 2 minutes for hooking. That's McDonald for hooking. Time of the penalty is 2:02. Bungay takes it back. He'll control the point. He'll go across to O'Leary. Try to get into the center in the slot. It's back right tight on the goal line. And the net is off. Hatton had a couple of shots right at him. Fougier's sitting there. Hatton held the wall. And we'll get the whistle due to the movement of the goal. Godkin tipping it ahead to himself. Lands on the stick of Maidment. And the Dukes will get it deep. All the way back onto the stick of Pickram. They'll leave it there for Bungay. Now, Armada fans don't despair, of course. The statistic here this year is that in the league, the Armada have actually won 40% of games when trailing after the first. So, you've got yourself a 2-5 opportunity to come back and win this. Heavy in front. And we're going to see a penalty now as Godkin checking. We're going to call that boarding against Godkin. So now this is some trouble for the Dukes. Heavy hit by Godkin on the forecheck. A little too heavy, says referee Landon McCollum. And for 46 seconds or less, the Armada now have a great opportunity to dent the twine on goaltender Felix Hatton. Duke's penalty to number 7, Colin Godkin. 2 minutes for boarding. That's Godkin for boarding. Time of the penalty is 3:16. Armada bench imploring the team to speed it up and take valuable opportunity of this gorgeous opportunity early in period number 2. Two-man advantage. Just 10 seconds remaining on the first penalty to the Dukes. It'll go cross ice. Shot. That got the blocker of Hatton off the right side. McDonald back on the ice, and it's now 5-on-4 for 1 minute and 11 seconds. Go cross ice. DeBay has it. He's hit. Gets it behind the goal. They'll cycle it through the crease. And that's going to be Broussard getting that deep halfway through the penalty to Godkin. Todd keeps it in at the blue line. 34 seconds remaining. It comes back to Todd. Through a mess of traffic. The net is open. Armada just unable to punch it through. What a mess that was in front of Hatton. Not sure if he even saw it. "12 seconds left, and the Dukes will have killed off a 5-on-3. Up to Pino. Strides across the blue line. Take it down to left corner. Shoots that on. Hatton got it. Picked up by Aylward now. Will he find McCormick? That's a long pass. No icing. Pickram out. Good job by the Armada goaltender to swing that through. Kept in by Gardner. Pushes it forward. McCormick with control. He'll go deep into the slot. Aylward. McCormick in front. Turns and fires and misses. Gloved ahead. And we'll have a stoppage of play. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would take out your 50-50 tickets, we will have the winning number announcement. If you're the holder of ticket with the last 4 digits, 6367, that's 6367, please see Cindy Bowering at the far end of the rink at the entrance. Thank you so much for your support. Well, the kids will all love that one. A little bit of 6-7 on the 50-50 winning ticket. McCormick now trying to slide through. Now picked up by, no, we go one-on-one. Back the other way is Fougere. Fougere trying to get on McDonald. McDonald forces him wide and the shot wide as well. Knocked ahead. McDonald, a heavy hit from big number 2, Bungay. Almost put him back into his bench. McCormick battles with DeBay. Comes to Arsenault. He had a look. And he shot it wide, 13-10. The shot's a little more even now here in period number 2. Pressure now by the Dukes, having successfully killed that 5-on-3. Chisholm can't pull that out. Van Polgeest is checked backward rather by McCormick. Turned over. Campbell Dunn tried to slip it through. McCormick got it as close as Pickram, and he stopped that before it reached the goal line. That was dangerous for a moment. McCormick, a pretty good golfer. He golfs that one deep. And that's Murnahan into Fisher, the center. He trying to get past the stick check of McNeil. Shot! A little high. Now Dunn's got a hold of Auld. And tight, it settles in on the stick of Hatton. And the Duke's goal, he'll settle it down and get the stoppage of play. 12-24. We have period number 2. All chasing it down in the Duke's territory. Fisher able to get it out, but not past the stick of Thompson. Picked up by Ty Murnion in his own zone. Tipped into neutral territory, picked up again by Todd. And an interference call is going the way of the Armada. Much to the chagrin of the Armada bench. So after the Dukes successfully killed off a 5-on-3 two-man disadvantage, they're going to go on the man advantage here. And the Armada will put their successful penalty kill rate to the test yet again. Armada penalty to number 21, Mason Auld. 2 minutes for interference. That's Auld for interference. Time of the penalty is 8:05. Cross ice done. It's floating in the slot, and the Armada do a nice job of cleaning that up. Chasing that down is Brady. He's first to it, in fact. Excellent job by the Armada forechecker. McCormick getting past him. He slips through center, unchecked. English, go back deep. McCormick awaits, side of the goal. Try to find Dunn. He did. Shot! Great save, Pickram! Huge save by the Armada goaltender to keep this at a 2-goal deficit. That's his best of the night. Pickram with a very, very tidy .915 save percentage. That's impressive, and we can see why. Just 39 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Dukes. Forechecking is Surrett. Arsenault leaves that one. No icing. All the way back. And a nice clear by Todd. Lyndon Todd. Dukes with one more rush. Hartman hits center. He'll cross the blue line. Forced wide by Bungay. Hartman still with the puck. Arsenal drops it for Hartman. It's out of the zone now. A little miscue by the Dukes on that one. Fisher had to wait for the clear, and the penalty to all is expired. We're back to full strength halfway through period number 2. It's still 2-0 Eastern Dukes. It's good forechecking and use of the body by Langell to keep that one out of Armada territory. And a few conversation pieces after the whistle. You're going to get that between two top teams battling. Armada sit in 4th place with 33 points. Boy, I tell you, the battle for the top in this league is tight. Dukes with 36 points. Now, granted, they have a game more played. 36 points. Vito's with 35. The Cabot Highlanders, an impressive 34. And the Armada with 33. And those are your top 4 teams in the league. Again, very, very little that separates them. And the Dukes playing with perhaps a little less pressure in the league this year, as they know they have a guaranteed spot in the Maritime Championship, thanks to it being held this year on a rotational basis. Pickram's going to settle that in here in Prince Edward Island, hosted by the Western Rebels, and that'll be in beautiful community of Tyne Valley in early April. So even before we battle for the final placements, Eastern Dukes will go as Team PEI regardless of their outcome of the playoff series with the Western Rebels. Now the penalized player Makinen for the misconduct, he will be out of the box upon the next whistle. They had the 4-minute kneeing, and then subsequently after that the 10-minute misconduct. So Makinen's been here a while. He's ready to get skating again. Auld pushing it a little bit further. O'Leary's in there. It's in front. Where is it? Hatton can't find it. Gorgeous opportunity for DeBay, who was right in front. And Hatton has it somewhere. And we're going to go back to the box, I believe. No, excuse me. We will not go back to the penalty box at all. Nice job by Hatton. Good positioning there, obviously. And a good look, probably the best one of the night for the Armada, right in the slot. We'll take the face-off to the left in Duke's territory. Slip behind the goal. Bowering can't catch it. Van Polgies puts it back in. Now Bowering picks it up for the Dukes. In front, now we have an Armada down. The Armada bench not happy with that. Pino is down, struggling to get to the bench. Head coach Matt Donnelly displeased with that sequence of events. Now hit from behind is Makinen. No call on that one on English. This one's temperature starting to climb up here a little bit. And that will get the whistle on Pickram. The Eastern Dukes would like to wish a very happy birthday to our 7th player this evening, Aiden St. John. $18-12 are your shots in favor of the Dukes still. 7:16 to go. McCormick wins the face-off. Tried to slip that across to Arsenal, just out of his reach. McCormick often looking to pass then shoot. And it often works out with 13 assists. Offside, McCormick will have to clear. Picked up by the captain, now Maidman. Nice work through the neutral zone. Over to the stick of Makinen. Legs should be fresh and rested. Shot, a heavy one. Wow, a lot on that, just over the goal. Patton saw it, but that had some honey mustard on it. Wow. Duke's able to clear it. Up to Campbell Dunn. He's got pressure on him by Thompson. Opts to swing it in behind. Nernahan there at the Duke's blue line to push it back in. McDonald will pinch. Arsenault takes his point around Thompson. Dangerous in front now. Nice move by Maidment. Still with lots of offensive pressure. The Dukes keep it in. Hal McLennan, shot, score! Quincy McLennan picked up the turnover. Found a hole somewhere on Vikram, and the Dukes have opened up a 3-goal lead. So McLennan, with his 6th of the season, gives the Dukes a 3-goal lead as we get towards the last quarter of period number 2. Duke's goal, his 6th of the season, scored by number 18, Quincy McLennan. Assist to number 12, Connor Arsenault. That's McLennan from Arsenault. Time of the goal is 14:02. So that's a big goal. 2-goal deficit is one thing, but 3 takes it to another level. But as I said, Armada fans, 40% of victories have come while trailing after 1. And the Armada, there's a heavy hit now. This will be a penalty yet again. This will be a tripping call. Looks like it's going again. A slew foot, which you don't often see. This one will go against Devin DeBay. And this will open up the power play again for the Eastern Dukes. So having just taken this to a 3-0 lead. Now the Dukes looking to go ahead even more. Armada penalty to number 14, Devin DeBay. 4 minutes for Slewfoot. That's DeBay for Slewfoot. Time of the penalty, 14:37. Now an even 5 left on the clock in period number 2. English try to go high. The puck is looking for Vikram. Comes back to McDonald at the point. Working around is English. It's Maidman able to get that. McDonald back for it. Giving chase is Mason Auld. Through center, Campbell Dunn finds English. Slinging it around behind the goal. Dunn is there. Banks it off the board. Back to Quinn McDonald at the point. He'll go side to English. Around to Sam Dunn. No relation. To McCormick. He'll go cross ice. Campbell Dunn can't get that through. Nice block by the Armada D. Tied up well there by McNeil. He's in a big battle with Mason English. In front, Dunn. The puck is there. McCormick has scored. Loose puck gobbled up by Colin McCormick. And the Dukes power play has struck, and we now have a 4-goal lead.
6 from 10 and 8.
McCormick with his 17th on the season. And second of the evening. And we're back to center ice, much to the chagrin of the Basin Armada. Duke's goal, his second of the season and 17th on the season. Scored by number 6, Colin McCormick. Assists go to number 10, Sam Dunn. And to number 8, Mason English. That's McCormick from Dunn and English. Time of the goal is 16-17. Now, of course, with the 4-minute penalty, the Dukes are still chasing around Armada territory. And nothing at all Pickram could do about that one. McCormick was left wide open. The puck was on his stick in front, and he buried it. Arsenault with control, finds Fisher, he'll get a shot. Excellent block by Pino. He retains possession, now Hartman challenging him. Good job by Blake Hartman. Keep that puck alive in Armada territory. Pickram may have gotten a piece of that, and finally a tired Armada penalty killing unit will get it deep. They're able to change 1. Chisholm gets to the ice, and maybe 2 as Brady joins him. 33 seconds left on the 4-minute slew footing penalty to DeBay. That one will be high down the ice, avoids the mesh on the side. So good job by the Armada now. Not able to get that D unit changed, I don't think. They've been on there a while, Makinen and Pino. Quinn McDonald deep. They'll spin it around behind. Picked up by Fisher. Just 7 seconds left now in the penalty. McLennan. I said Fisher, I meant McLennan. No, maybe it was Fisher, excuse me. Vision impaired for a moment. And successful final 2 minutes killed by the Armada. Now they'll come back the other way. They have 3. Chisholm with DeBay out of the box. Chisholm loses the handle. He regains it. Chisholm trying to slip through, but he's back checking there as Fisher, McLennan on that one for the Dukes will go deep with it. Try to connect with DeBay. That one goes deep all the way through. Quinn McDonald back. Chisholm gives chase to him. Up to McLennan along the half wall. Chip kept in by Charlie Thompson, and that's on Hatton. And I believe Hatton wisely deciding to slow the pace down a little bit there. Just 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining. Dukes are holding on to a 4-0 lead now as they getting towards second intermission time. Dukes, of course, successful weekend last weekend. East Coast Ice Jam, and they have kept it going here at home. Last minute of play in the second period. Murnahan, chased by O'Leary. McCormick into the skates of Sam Dunn, picks it up. Nice move by Dunn. He's been chased by Thompson. Thompson eliminates him. And I believe they're going to have a penalty going the way of Thompson on that play. We'll get the call in a moment here. Fairly certain. And that goes the way of DeBay again, so right back into the box. Armada penalty to number 14, Devin DeBay. 2 minutes for boarding. That's DeBay for boarding. Time of the penalty is 19:18. So the Dukes will finish off this period on the power play or with a 5-goal lead. One of those two things potentially could happen. There's a heavy hit now. I know Thompson didn't seem to like that one. And there's a bit of a scrum going on between Thompson and Arsenault. And there'll be something coming from this, I suspect. And it will be Thompson going for sure and maybe alone. A cross check by Thompson. And the Armada's composure may be slipping a little bit here. Well, it's been a penalty-filled second period for the Basin Armada. Regardless, the face-off comes to the right of Pickram. Armada penalty to number 5, Charlie Thompson. 2 minutes for cross-checking. That's Thompson for cross-checking at 19:48. And in the middle, of course, of the announcement comes another Dukes goal, capitalizing quickly on the power play. And it's now 5-0 Eastern Dukes. So with just 3 seconds remaining, the Dukes have made it 5-0. And that one hurts. The referees are going to have to make sure this one gets cleaned up okay. So that'll do it for period number 2. Eastern Dukes have scored 3 to jump in front now, 5-0. Armada have had some penalty trouble, and the Dukes have capitalized it. Shots on goal in the second period in favor of the Dukes, but just barely 9-8, 21-13 totals. We'll be back for period number 3 from Charlottetown. We hope you will be as well on High Button Sports. Back for period number 3 from snowy Charlottetown. Welcome back, Eastern Dukes have opened up a commanding 5-goal lead now against the Armada, with goals in the second period from Quincy McLennan, Colin McCormick, and Ty Murnahan with his second of the season. And with that goal, we believe, sometimes the statistics are a little challenging to manage, but with that goal, we believe Colin McCormick is now tied for the all-time points lead for the Eastern Dukes in their short, I suppose, 3-season tenure. Duke's goal, his second of the season, scored by number 4, Ty Murnahan. Assist to number 6, Colin McCormick. That's Murnahan for McCormick. Time of the goal was 19:57 of second period. So still a minute and change remaining on the sleuth cross-check penalty, rather, I should say, to Thompson. Tried to go across Dunn to McCormick. Sam Dunn controlling it in the corner. Up to McDonald at the point. He's chased by Fougere, Down low in front. Job by Pickram to stay with it. Now McDonald in front again. And the Dukes continue to pound the crease. 38 seconds remaining. McCormick off a stick. It'll go wide to McDonald. Sam Dunn behind the goal. Tried to find McCormick off of his stick. And a nice job again by Fougere to force the Dukes back. 20 seconds remaining. Gardner chips it ahead. First to it will be Pino. He'll bank it hard off the boards. Maybe not the best angle, unfortunately, for Pino, but he did get it returned and back out. Broussard will go across to Bowering. Redirected deep by English, and the penalty to Thompson has expired. We're back to full strength. Skating hard now, Chisholm. Through neutral ice, forced wide by Bowering. Bowering got most of Chisholm, held him up. And Surratt tied up by Broussard in the corner. Chisholm with the puck return, trying to swing across. He'll get it back to Pino, and he opts to leave it. Wasn't sure whether to pinch or back up. He will get that back successfully, however. Oh my goodness, hit of the night. It takes a lot to take down Will Henry, but Auld did so indeed. That was a big hit on big Will Henry. Oh, almost friendly fire goal as the Armada player tipped that, but fortunately wide for the Armada end. Pickram. Godkin has his man tied up. Looking for help from Brady. Kept in by Todd for the moment. Mackinnon now. Brady clears the blue line, shot on. Hit a stick and slips harmlessly wide past the net of Hatton. Armada needs some Duke zone time now. Todd will backhand that across to Mackinnon. He'll bank that high. It'll get into neutral ice. Henry will send that right back in, and it will be icing on the call, so the Armada will get the face-off down in Duke's territory. Face-off won by the Armada. Off of Hartman, however. He'll go through neutral ice. He'll go cross ice to Godkin. Godkin trying to get a shot through. Got the rebound. Nice block there from Thompson. Back the other way. Chip forward by O'Leary. He's pounding that puck. He'll get it deep. And with him is DeBay. Back comes Elward. Backhanding that through center. It's going to land behind the goal line. Pickering wise to let that settle in behind him. And with 4 minutes and 16 seconds gone in the second period, we're still 5-0 Eastern Dukes. Langell with the face-off win, and he's off. He'll turn and go to the bench for a change. First back forward is Isaac Bungay. O'Leary. Temporarily offside are the Armada. They will clear as Bungay pushes it back in. DeBay was still tied in. And the Armada get that deep. This will be an easy icing call. And no Armada in sight. Looking to change up. But the Armada will be forced to keep that roster on the ice as the referees direct those who are on the bench to get back to the bench. No changing on the icing for the infraction team. And behind the goal, done with a little shimmy shake in behind. It's in front. English was tied up nicely by Auld. And back with it, skating hard is Bungay. He elects to go backhand, trying to find DeBay. And that will be knocked down on the high stick. Ladies and gentlemen, a reminder that these two teams will square off again in Montague tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. We hope you'll be able to see you there. Montague tomorrow morning for more under 16 AAA hockey action. The face-off outside Duke's territory. Slips in for the moment. Ty Murnahan bumps into Surrett. And back comes Armada chasing hard. No give up. Van Polgeest gets it as far as the center line, but no further. Now Sam Dunn in front, spins, fires, just wide. English trying to get it to Dunn. Excellent job defending from Makinen. And Dunn didn't get a lot on it thanks to the good efforts there of Cooper Makinen. Dunn and Makinen still tied up behind the goal. That's Fisher. Dukes with control in Armada territory. Shot, crossbar, and that went high. Kipton Elward laced that one off the crossbar and into the netting. 25-13 now are the shots. Dukes are really in command of this one at this point. Coach Will Proud really has these guys playing well here as they have jumped into first place in the league. And other than perhaps a little disappointing performance against St. John Vito's in the round robin of last week's Ice Jam, a 3-0 loss, they have been cruising. And a sign of a good character team is they played that Vito's team the next day, and they had themselves a little team meeting that evening and were able to rectify a few things, come right back out and hand the Vito's one of their few losses on the season in a quarterfinal action. McDonald now, shot blocked. Good job by the Armada D to get that one away from Peckham. High off the glass now. Can Maidman catch up to it? He's wide, shot, sharp angle, missed the net. It'll go all the way back out to Brady. Brady with possession at his own blue line. Drops it for Thompson. Go cross ice for Todd. He's trying to catch up to Brady. It's picked up. Good anticipation by Quinn McDonald. Now here's McCormick and a race for it. Pickram. Good anticipation in play. Lost the stick. That was a nice aggressive play by the Armada goaltender. Back with it is Aiden Green, who had to perhaps be the most relieved Duke of all after they won that. An unlucky break. It's the first goal. There's going to be penalty against the Dukes. We'll continue my story in a moment, as it looks like Connor Arsenault is going to sit. A charging call. We'll see that one an awful lot. As I was saying earlier, the first goal from the Buccaneers in last Sunday's final went off the skate of defenseman Aiden Green, and boy, nobody would feel worse than that. And so fortunately the Dukes were able to erase that and find one more. And wonderful goaltending by Brendan Fitzgerald of the Buccaneers, of course. So here we go, Armada trying to get something going. Duke's penalty to number 12, Connor Arsenault. 2 minutes for charging. That's Arsenault for charging. Time of the penalty is 7:54. Duke's a successful send down the ice. Pickram will pick that up. Armada starting out in their own zone. A little far for O'Leary to handle. Henry takes that. Length of the ice. Almost 60 seconds gone in the penalty to Arsenault, and Armada have not really entered the zone. Now they do. O'Leary will go wide. Try to go through Henry. That's a tall task with that size of defenseman. It's in front. Hatton collapses on the puck nicely. Holds for the rebound. .53 seconds left. 10:58 to go in period number 3. And it is all Eastern Dukes on their return home. Again, these two teams will play again tomorrow. We'll have the game for you. We'd love to have you in the audience as well. That'll be from Montague the Beautiful in southeast Prince Edward Island. Game time will be 11 o'clock. So it's a quick turnaround. A late Saturday. Hatton tried to get the stick in the poke check, and that's nearly slipped past him. 30 seconds left. Todd with a shot. Hatton with a save. Yes, when teams come to the island to play the Dukes, it's a quick turnaround. That's 8 o'clock ice time in Charlottetown, and then an 11 o'clock ice time. If you're not too familiar with the traveling on the island, it's about 45 minutes away. When the ferry to Nova Scotia is operational, which it's certainly not at this time. You're not too far away from it, so that's handy. However, it is a bit of a hike from Montague back to the Confederation Bridge. So the penalty successfully killed off by the Dukes. A couple of looks by the Armada. Just at the halfway mark now of period number 3. Moynihan tried to clear that one off the skate again of, ironically, Green. As we just mentioned, his unfortunate timing. Hattons, and there's a goal! Fougere able to backhand that in to get the Armada on the board. And Fougere with his team-leading 28th point and 10th goal of the season.
10 from 23.
So there's one. As the Armada could attempt to claw back here. Armada goal scored by number 10, Zach Fougere. Assist to number 23, Lucas Van Polgeest. That's Fougere from Van Polgeest. Time of the goal is 10:18. So that looks after the potential shutout. Now the Armada will want more, of course. No lead. Another nice shot in. That one by Maidment, and Hatton's got that one under control. We've seen leads evaporate, and well, I hate to do this to Dukes fans, but a reminder of 2 years ago in the Maritime Championship final, the Dukes held what seemed to be a commanding 3-goal lead with 5:28 left, only to lose it in overtime. So, and we will certainly not put this one to bed anytime soon. 5-1. That shot went wide off the stick of Brady. Dukes are a pretty good leader. They've won 93% of their games when leading after the first period. And have lost about 6% when winning after the second period. So, it's not impossible. McDonald, he's got O'Leary. Good move by O'Leary to swing that around. Banged in by Bowering. It'll be a delayed offside. The Dukes clear. And the Dukes will change. 7:51 now. Clock is the enemy of the Armada at this point. And that will be icing against the Armada, so we'll go down in the vicinity of goaltender Austin Pickram. All things being equal, tomorrow's starting goaltenders will be Alex Hugh and McLeod and Mason McCausland, for the Eastern Dukes. Again, that'll be an 11 o'clock puck drop. We hope to have you with us on High Button Sports. Delayed penalty now. The Armada with 6-on-5. Taking advantage of some extra 6-on-5 time until the Dukes touch it. So don't go anywhere. Finally, they get a handle on it. And this will be an interference call against McCormick. Excuse me, not McCormick. Looks like Campbell Dunn, pardon me. So the Armada go back to the power play. 18% success rate. Dukes penalty to number 14, Campbell Dunn. 2 minutes for interference. That's done for interference. Time of the penalty is 12:44. Well, the Armada need to capitalize here. Need to capitalize every opportunity they can. They are down by 4 as we are inside 7 to play in period number 3. Spinning through center is DeBay. Brady's onside. He's got Van Polgeest hovering in front of the net as well. DeBay tried to go backdoor. Van Polgeest was there, couldn't pick up on it. And this one now will be a slashing call. And that will nullify the man advantage. And we have now misconducts coming everywhere. So Brady with the misconduct. We'll get that sorted out. So Brady with the initial slash. We'll sort this out. I believe there will be a bench misconduct assessed to the Armada as well, so that will get that sorted out in a minute for you. I can tell you a slash for sure on Brady, and he has been given a misconduct.
Coach, can we go up on the clock?
Chisholm, we can tell you, is serving the penalty on behalf of the Armada.
And the slash.
So we'll play 4-on-4, I believe. The referees will still sorting this out. It's a bit messy with the timing.
So, their two front sportsmanlike, cancel with the slash.
Oh, it was their
You got
coach.
2 minutes to score, so that one doesn't go on, the slash doesn't go on, just the 2 minutes to the bench. That's my bad, I didn't explain that well.
So an unsportsmanlike will go the way of Jackson Bowering of the Dukes. And a slashing call. And I believe a game misconduct will go the way of Brady. And the Basin Armada will also have, I believe, we'll get this from the official scorer momentarily, bench misconduct. And that one, I believe, is served by Chisholm. Whoa, save, Pickram! Goodness, that's the save of the night. Either way. Hatton butterflies that one into the corner. McCormick sets out. Oh, it's off the skate of Murnahan. No harm done. Pulled away by McDonald. He'll reach center and go back the other way. Three now come the Armada. Broken up nicely by Murnahan. That was O'Leary trying to center that. Dunn and Murnahan have O'Leary tied up. Nice block from Thompson off of McCormick. Centering pass picked up by Murnahan, intercepted at center. Now Fougere, O'Leary, and Thompson. And that will be settled down by Hatton mercifully. Well, things take a little breather here as we approach the 15-minute mark. Busy few moments here in the penalty box for the scorekeeper with that last flurry of activity. But a minute and a half ago on the clock. Now here comes Fisher looking for support. Fisher on his own shot. Nice save again, Pickram. He's been very solid. Don't let the score fool you. Fisher saucers that across to Hartman. Now it's 5-on-4 as the Armada. Peckram's got that in the glove. Face-off will be to the right of Pickram. Controlled, and he'll get that into the glove again from Aylward.
Bench minor? Yeah. No, bench minor over there. Both? No, just that
Face off again to the right of Pickram. 4:38 to go in this one. 5-1 Eastern Dukes. Right off the face-off, controlled now by the Armada. Todd will go deep with that. Again, just 8 seconds left on the penalty. Cross ice pass. Not able to grab onto that from Langell, and here comes Surrett. Surrett will be forced wide. He'll get into the gear of the Dukes defender now to go back in the opposite corner. Kipton Aylward trying to run through DeBay. Now there'll be a tripping call. This will come towards Aylward of the Dukes. Again, man advantage. Armada is going to have, and in some distress is Surrett. He'll get himself to the bench. But the Armada now with the net empty will have some time on the power play. Essentially, extra free time on the power play. If they can control it, Mackinnon goes for the shot. And it's off of Aylward, who will believe the penalized player. So it'll be tripping call to Aylward, puts the Armada back on the power play. Again, time is the enemy for the Armada right now. 3:35. Shots are 28-20. Pino, DeBay, Chisholm, Bungay, and Auld. Dukes penalty number 5, Kipton Aylward, 2 minutes for tripping. That's penalty to number 5, Aylward for tripping. Time of the penalty, 14:25. And we're not done here yet. So Bowering and Auld being escorted. At 3:20 remaining. Both will have an early exit.
11, 2 minutes for rough. 21, 2 minutes for rough, and 10 minutes each.
So Bowering and Auld square off, and they will bench minor also being assessed for misconduct to the Dukes bench. Patton will cover that one. So it's been a busy night for the scorekeeper, and I wonder what will happen tomorrow morning. Armada penalty to number 21, Mason Auld, and to Dukes number 11, Jackson Bowering. Both receive 10 minutes for roughing. 10-minute misconduct, and time of the penalties, 16:40. Armada 5-on-3. One timer, Pino can't get it set up. That's a nice block from Murnahan. Just 2:18 to go in this one. It's been busy. Armada, O'Leary with a shot, crossbar. He had a good look. Rang that one off the iron, did O'Leary. And now the referees are not through. This one may be going the way of the Dukes, Quinn McDonald. Misconducts again being handed out at the 2:04 mark to Fougere and McDonald's. And the only question that may be yet to resolve itself is, are we done with the penalties? It's been a messy third period. O'Leary, nice tip, stick work by Henry, get that off. Murnahan trying to clear the zone, finds its way back to O'Leary at the point, 1:49 remaining. To the skate of Makinen, back to O'Leary. He'll go back to, good look here now, Makinen scores! Excellent puck movement by the Armada. Makinen was able to get himself in a good position and found the hole, and it is now 5-2. Armada not going away. Nice puck movement back and forth on the line between O'Leary and Makinen. That's Makinen's 8th on the season and an 11th helper from O'Leary. Armada goal scored by number 77, Cooper Makinen. Assist to number 22, Seth O'Leary. That's Makinen from O'Leary, time of the goal, 18-19. So Hatton Sproul there, able to keep the puck out. And finally, we're going to have some 5-on-5 action. It's been rare in period number 3 as we approach the final minute of play in the period. Onside are the Armada. Looking for more, it's a good look. Thompson with a shot off the stick, up high, still in play. Last minute of play in the third period. Clennon trying to get that deep. Godkin running low on gas, trying to chase it down. He's there, however, tied up with Thompson, who spent a lot of time on the ice as well. Dukes get that deep. 35 seconds to go. Off the stick of Van Polgis, so that negates the icing. And I think right now just about everybody would be happy to see zeros on the clock. And a hard-fought game. Guys are tired. They're going to do it all again tomorrow in about 12 hours. So no give up on the Armada. They've scored 2 here in the third. And this one comes to an end. 5-2 Dukes victory. First game of 2 on the weekend. So we thank you for joining us here on High Button Sports. Shots in period number 3 for the Armada, 11, and for the Dukes, 6. So a strong third period for the Armada. And we'll see what happens tomorrow at 11 o'clock. For Sean McCormick on camera, my name is Mark Rooney. We hope to see you tomorrow morning on High Button Sports.